Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to see you again. I have 2 items to report. First, I had a killer workout with my trainer early this morning. I can hardly walk, and my entire body is humming, but that's a good thing, right? And next, after a week of very hot weather, we suddenly have cool temperatures. And today we are going to take advantage of the weather and plant out whatever remains to be planted out. We will also visit some farm stores because I need to buy ingredients for a spring-themed dinner that I'm hosting later this week. And for dinner tonight, we will make some super delicious Chicken Fajita Lettuce Wraps. So please hang out with me. I think we will have a good time. I'm going to finish my coffee and then we can head outside. The lilacs are just spectacular this year. These are dwarf lilacs. Very, very fragrant. We use some lilacs and some of this Weigela in a big flower arrangement in the previous video. So if you haven't watched that episode, I hope you will do so. These are the zinnias that you and I grew together from seed and that we planted out a couple of weeks ago. They are thriving. This garlic is growing with terrific exuberance now. We had a lot of rain and it made the garlic very happy. And here are about 156 onions that you and I grew together from seed and that we transplanted, 3 weeks ago, I think. The onions seem very happy. And here are the San Marzano tomatoes that we planted, I think it was last week. They look happy too. Now, to bring a little glamour to these 2 onion beds, I'm going to plant some annual flowers. And I can show you what I have here. This is Proven Winners Super Bells Pink. It's a Calibrachoa hybrid. So we can have a lovely little Calibrachoa in an onion patch. I must be the luckiest guy in the world because I get to hang out with you. Now this Calibrachoa will spread a little and then it will cascade over the side of the bed. And for this other onion bed, I have something called Evovulus, I'm probably mispronouncing that, hybrid, and the variety is called Blew My Mind because it's a blue flower. I should probably read what this plant's habit is. Habit, mounding, trailing. That's perfect. It can mound and trail at the end of this bed. I have some white snapdragons over here, and this is the bells of Ireland that you and I grew together from seed. My first time growing bells of Ireland. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's in bloom. Let's see, what do we want in this bed? I think we will do this. I think this is another Calibrachoa. This is a double amethyst Calibrachoa. I love the color. And we can plant this Supertunia saffron finch right here. These are more white snapdragons, and I don't want them to compete with the super tunia here, so I am going to quickly move them farther back in this bed. Beautiful worm here. You know, if you have worms, your soil is happy, and the worms are happy. Going to put all of my plant tags together so that I know what I have planted. For the first time ever, I'm going to grow some eucalyptus. We planted these seeds together in late winter, and the seedlings emerged quickly, but they grow at a snail's pace. And I don't even know if these plants will work out in my climate, but we will give it a go. We will give them a go, I mean. Now, the reason I wanted eucalyptus is because it looks beautiful in flower arrangements. And the snapdragons and bells of Ireland and what else? Oh, the zinnias I'm going to plant later are all for flower arranging. So this is really my cutting garden. I had planned to grow my Banary zinnias up here in the kitchen garden, but this garden is kind of far away from my house, so I think I'm better off planting these zinnias in the herb garden, which is right beside my house. Zinnias are, well, they can be eaten by rabbits and woodchucks, so it's best to plant them where you can keep an eye on them. And the last thing we are going to plant in this kitchen garden today is the Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to grow them against this cattle panel trellis because Brussels sprouts tend to get top heavy and they fall over, so I can simply tie them to the panel. And I want to amend this bed with some shredded leaves. Shredded leaves are probably the best soil amendment. They are free. Shredded leaves hold many times their weight in water. So if you have shredded leaves dug into your beds, you won't need to water as often. And I think this is all we need to plant today in the kitchen garden, but I do have a few things to plant down in the herb garden. So let's head there next. Actually, before we go down to the herb garden, I want to water in these new plants. And this is the lavender that you and I grew together from seed. It already smells fantastic. Lavender forms a good-sized clump, so I'm going to put it in the corner here, and then we may have to transplant it elsewhere next year. Both the lavender and the zinnias can handle fairly dry conditions. So this will be a real hodgepodge arrangement, but I don't care. So I'll put another lavender in this corner. I can put more of these Baneri zinnias just here and there in the garden. Now in this bed, I have basil and flat-leaved parsley and Savoy cabbage. I think there's room for at least 2 more zinnias. So this may seem like a strange way to plant, but it actually all works out once the plants start growing. Actually, that may be enough zinnias. I actually have 6 more, but I think I can gift those. And then we can plant the larkspur that we grew together from seed right over here. Larkspur is great for cutting. I don't even remember the color I chose, but knowing me, it's probably purple. I'm absolutely drawn to cool colors. And lastly, I have the bell peppers to plant. These are early reds. Of course, all bell peppers start out as green and then ripen to red, unless you happen to have an orange variety. And I like to grow lots of bell peppers because they are super easy to freeze. In fact, when we make our fajita chicken lettuce wraps later today, we will use some of the bell peppers that I froze from last year's garden. Well, as much pain as I was in earlier today, and really am still in because of that workout, I feel like my body is kind of bouncing around. It's a really nice feeling. Though I think sometimes my trainer forgets just how old I am, and he thinks I can do what teenagers can do. And there, our vegetables and flowers are all planted. Let's water these in. I should mention that in this bed, I have collard greens and butter lettuce, romaine lettuce, a mixed lettuce, cilantro, and radishes that we planted from seed. Now we can start watering in everything we just planted. The shredded leaves that we dug into this bed a while back are really holding on to this water. As I've mentioned earlier, shredded leaves make a garden water-wise. And even though I have an irrigation system here, I still like to hand water initially so I can really saturate the seedlings. I needed to get this job done, and now it is done. So we can go shopping at some local farms. We are on our way to visit a couple of local farms. And the reason for this is because later this week, I'm hosting a dinner party and I want to use local ingredients. So we're visiting Kinderhook Farm and also Hawthorne Valley Farm. Kinderhook Farm is located just 5 minutes from my house. All of the produce, meats, and eggs in the retail store are produced right here at the farm. Whenever I visit Kinderhook Farm, I enjoy spending a few moments mingling with the animals here. Our next stop is Hawthorne Valley Farm, which involves a short drive through some of the most beautiful, unspoiled greenery. We're at Hawthorne Valley Farm now. This is such a fantastic place to shop. I don't have a specific menu plan for the dinner party, but I'm hoping that shopping at local farm stores will inspire a menu. Look at these carrots, definitely grown right here at the farm. Here's some inspiration for a first course. Leeks. I could make vichyssoise. Huge, beautiful. Look here, edible flowers. This is from Hawthorne Valley's own cows. I can show you our farm store haul when we actually make the dinner later this week. Well, that was a fun shopping trip. I really enjoy supporting local farmers. Now I am very, very hungry, so we are going to make Chicken Fajita Lettuce Wraps. And the first thing I need to do is open a bunch of jars of spices. Now, these fajitas are baked. They are not whipped up in a skillet. So I'm going to make a blend with chili powder, ground cumin. I can link this recipe in the description below if you are interested. Garlic powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, not too much, salt, pepper. I want to whisk these spices together. And then I like to add just a tiny splash of Worcester sauce. I know it's not traditional for fajitas, but I do like it. I also want either avocado oil or olive oil. And I'm looking to make a thick but pourable sauce here. This smells incredible. Clean the decks. And I have a chicken breast that I already cut into pieces. Throw this into a bag. Add the spice marinade. And then I can massage the bag just to coat all of the pieces of chicken. I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator and let the chicken marinate just long enough for me to slice up an onion. Now, when we were planting the bell peppers out in the garden earlier today, I told you that I would use frozen bell peppers from last summer's garden in these fajitas. So the peppers are right here. I don't have to do any slicing, but I do need to slice up a red onion. I want to slice this onion into thin half moons. Now we can put all of the vegetables on a large baking tray. So I have previously, well, they're actually still frozen, red bell peppers here. And I have a mixture of green with a few red bell peppers mixed in. I'm going to break them up. I need a drizzle of oil. I'm low on olive oil, so I'm using avocado oil here. Salt. Pepper. Toss. And then we can add the marinated chicken to the baking tray. Now, if your chicken is stuck together, as mine is, just separate the pieces with kitchen tweezers or tongs. And this is a keto dish in the event that you are on a low-carb diet. My recipe says to squeeze lime juice over all of the chicken and vegetables, but guess who forgot to buy limes today? Fortunately, I had in my food pantry pure lime juice. This is the good quality stuff. Store-bought, but really excellent quality. Oh, it smells like freshly squeezed limes. I'm going to drizzle this, try to do this without making a mess. Pour this into a little pitcher with a spout. I can tell you right now that these chicken fajita lettuce wraps turned out spectacularly well. The chicken is moist, juicy, and perfectly seasoned with the spice blend that we made. And then this goes into a preheated 425 degree Fahrenheit oven that's 220 degrees Celsius until all the chicken is cooked and the veggies have started to caramelize. That will take about 25 minutes. And while the chicken is cooking, I'm going to clean up here and then run out to the herb garden to fetch some butter lettuce. Now you could use romaine lettuce for these fajita wraps. I'm going to use my butter lettuce, and I'm going to pull up this whole head here because it's kind of crowding out another plant. Now I'm going to wash these leaves and then pat them dry. I think the only thing I enjoy more than shopping at farms and farm stores is shopping in my very own vegetable garden. I lived in New York City for a couple of decades and I had no garden at all, so it's great fun to be able to plant things. I'm not using my salad spinner for this because I want to keep the leaves whole. My butter lettuce leaves are all different sizes, so there will be some large fajitas and some small fajitas. and that's perfectly fine. I'm just blotting them dry. I just remembered I need to harvest some cilantro. And our fajita mixture is done. This looks and smells just fantastic. Going to let that chicken cool for just a little bit. Meantime, I want to mince the cilantro. When I was in my 20s, I absolutely loathed cilantro. Now I love it. I'm going to put some of these leaves on a platter. I have some crema mexicana over here. You could use sour cream. Now we can add the cilantro. And some crema mexicana. And here we have it, a 5-star keto dinner. Of course, I have to try one of these for you. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. A little messy, perhaps, but fantastic. Well, whether or not you are on the keto diet, I hope you will give these amazing Chicken Fajita Lettuce Wraps a try. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate your company. I feel like we really accomplished a lot together. In the next episode, we're going to do a 3 or even 4-course dinner that celebrates spring, and I can't wait to see you. Until then, please treat yourself very, very well, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now, friends.